Love is one of the most profound and transformative experiences in life. It has the power to inspire, heal, and connect us in ways that are truly extraordinary. But for love to reach its full potential, it must be complete. Half love, love that is partial, hesitant, or inconsistent, can never fulfill the heart in the way true, complete love does. When we talk about half love, we are talking about a love that doesn't show up entirely. It's the kind of love that comes with conditions, with one foot in and one foot out, and it always leaves something to be desired. This kind of love offers just enough to keep hope alive, but not enough to truly nurture the soul. It's the love that says the right things but doesn't follow through with action. It makes promises it never intends to keep. While it might feel like love at times, it lacks the commitment and depth that real love requires. Half love creates a void rather than filling one. It leaves the recipient constantly questioning their worth and wondering why they are not enough. You may find yourself analyzing every word, every gesture, hoping for a sign that the love will deepen. But love that is incomplete is like an unfinished symphony. It leaves you hanging, longing for the resolution that never comes. It's a love that teases but doesn't fulfill, that holds back instead of pouring out, and that ultimately leaves both people involved unsatisfied. This kind of love often arises from fear or insecurity. A person offering half love might be afraid of vulnerability, commitment, or the responsibilities that come with loving fully. They might have one eye on the exit, ready to leave when things get tough. But love is not meant to be timid or cautious. Love is bold. It is the act of giving yourself completely to another person, flaws and all, and trusting them to do the same. Accepting half love can be damaging over time. It can erode your self-esteem and make you doubt your own value. When someone doesn't love you fully, it can feel like you're not deserving of complete love. But this couldn't be further from the truth. The problem lies not with the person being loved, but with the person who is unable or unwilling to give their whole heart. True love is not measured by convenience or hesitation. It is measured by dedication and effort. Half love also prevents genuine connection. Real love thrives on mutual trust, respect, and emotional intimacy. It requires two people to open themselves up completely, to share their joys, fears, and dreams. Half love, on the other hand, keeps walls up. It creates distance rather than closeness. It's like trying to build a house with only half the materials. You can't create something stable or lasting without full effort. The saddest part about half love is that it often masquerades as the real thing. It gives just enough to make you think it's love, but not enough to truly make you feel loved. And because of this, many people settle for it. They tell themselves that it's better than nothing, that they can make it work, that perhaps it will grow into something more. But love should not feel like a struggle. It should not feel like a constant battle to prove your worth or earn affection. You deserve better than half love. You deserve someone who loves you wholly and unconditionally, someone who sees you for who you are and embraces you fully. And you deserve to give yourself that same kind of love, a love that is complete, unwavering, and true, because only when love is whole can it truly enrich your life and bring you the joy and fulfillment you deserve. In the end, love is not about settling for less. It is about waiting for and giving yourself to something complete and real. Half love is incomplete by nature, and anything incomplete cannot truly satisfy the heart. Half lovers lack consistency, and this inconsistency is one of the most significant reasons why relationships with them often feel exhausting and unfulfilling. Love thrives on stability, dependability, and the assurance that you can count on your partner to be there for you through the ups and downs of life. Without consistency, love becomes fragile, leaving one person constantly uncertain and questioning where they stand. A half-lover may display moments of affection and care, but these moments are fleeting and unpredictable. One day, they might shower you with attention, making you feel cherished and important. The next day, they might withdraw, leaving you confused and wondering what you did wrong. This inconsistency creates an emotional roller coaster where you are left oscillating between hope and doubt, joy and despair. The absence of consistency in love often stems from a lack of commitment. A half lover might be unsure of their feelings or unwilling to fully invest in their relationship. They might be afraid of vulnerability or the responsibilities that come with truly loving someone. Whatever the reason, their hesitance translates into actions or lack thereof that undermine the stability of the relationship. This inconsistency is not only frustrating, but also deeply hurtful because it denies the other person the emotional security they need. Consistency in love means showing up day after day, even when it's not easy. It's about being there not only during the good times, but also during the challenging moments. A consistent lover doesn't disappear when things get tough. They don't retreat when conflict arises or when life becomes complicated. Instead, they stand by you, offering support and reassurance. A half lover, however, often does the opposite. They may be present when everything is smooth and exciting, but they pull away when the relationship demands effort or commitment. This lack of consistency also prevents the relationship from growing. Love requires nurturing, just like any living thing. It needs regular care, communication, and effort to thrive. A half lover's inconsistency disrupts this process, leaving the relationship stagnant or even causing it to deteriorate. It's like trying to water a plant only occasionally. It might survive for a while, but it will never truly flourish. Inconsistency also affects trust. Trust is a cornerstone of any healthy relationship, and it is built on the belief that your partner will act in a reliable and predictable manner. When a half lover is inconsistent, it becomes difficult to trust them. You start to second guess their intentions and question whether their words align with their actions. This lack of trust erodes the foundation of the relationship, making it difficult to feel secure or at ease. Being with a half lover often means living with uncertainty. You may find yourself constantly wondering where you stand, whether their feelings are genuine, or if they will still be there tomorrow. This uncertainty takes a toll on your emotional well-being. It creates anxiety, self-doubt, and a lingering sense of unease. Over time, it can even make you question your own worth, as you struggle to understand why someone who claims to care for you cannot show up consistently. It's important to recognize that love is not meant to feel this way. True love provides a sense of stability and comfort. It allows you to relax, knowing that your partner is there for you no matter what. Love is about building a partnership based on mutual respect, trust, and effort. Half lovers, with their inconsistency, fail to meet these fundamental needs, leaving the relationship incomplete and unbalanced. If you find yourself with a half lover, it's essential to prioritize your own emotional health. You deserve a love that is steady, dependable, and whole. Accepting anything less only diminishes your own happiness and potential for a fulfilling relationship. Love is too precious to be given to someone who cannot offer it back consistently. In the end, a consistent love is the only love worth having, the kind that fills your life with joy and peace, not uncertainty and doubt. Self-worth is the foundation of every healthy relationship, and it plays an essential role in how we approach love and connections. When you recognize your value, you set the tone for how others treat you, and you refuse to accept anything less than the respect and care you deserve. Without a strong sense of self-worth, it's easy to fall into patterns of seeking validation from others, settling for less, or tolerating unhealthy behavior in the hope of being loved. At its core, self-worth is about understanding that your value is inherent and not dependent on anyone else's opinions, actions, or affection. It is knowing that you are enough, just as you are, worthy of love, respect, and kindness, simply because you exist. This sense of self-worth is critical in relationships, especially when dealing with someone who offers only half love. If you don't value yourself, you might accept incomplete or conditional love, thinking that it's all you deserve. The truth is, half love can never satisfy a person who understands their own worth. When you know your value, you won't settle for someone who shows up only when it's convenient for them or loves you inconsistently. You will recognize that love should be a two-way street, built on mutual respect, trust, and effort. A person with strong self-worth sets boundaries and knows when to walk away from a situation that isn't serving their emotional well-being. Lack of self-worth often manifests as a need for external validation. You might find yourself clinging to relationships or people who make you feel valued, even if their actions don't align with their words. This need for validation can lead to a cycle of chasing after love from people who are unwilling or unable to provide it. But the harsh reality is that no amount of external validation can truly fill the void left by a lack of self-worth. The only way to feel complete is to cultivate that sense of worthiness from within. When you rely on others to determine your value, you give away your power. You allow their opinions, actions, or lack of affection to dictate how you feel about yourself. But this is a fragile foundation, as people's feelings and actions can be unpredictable. On the other hand, when your self-worth comes from within, it remains stable regardless of how others treat you. It becomes a constant source of strength and resilience, allowing you to navigate relationships with confidence and clarity. Building self-worth begins with self-awareness. It requires you to reflect on your thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors, identifying any patterns of self-doubt or negative self-talk. It also involves challenging those patterns by replacing them with affirmations of your value. For example, instead of thinking, "I'm not good enough," you can remind yourself, "I am worthy of love and respect." Over time, these affirmations become a natural part of your mindset, reinforcing your belief in your own worth. Another important aspect of self-worth is self-care. Taking care of your physical, emotional, and mental health sends a powerful message to yourself and others that you value who you are. Whether it's setting aside time for hobbies, prioritizing rest, or seeking therapy when needed, self-care helps you maintain a sense of balance and reinforces your inherent value. Relationships can be a mirror for self-worth. When you value yourself, you attract partners who value you too. You won't tolerate being treated as an afterthought or an option, because you know that true love doesn't feel that way. Instead, you'll seek out connections that uplift and support you, where your worth is acknowledged and celebrated. Ultimately, self-worth is the key to breaking free from half-love. It empowers you to walk away from relationships that drain you and to hold out for the kind of love that truly fulfills you. When you love and respect yourself, you set the standard for how others should treat you, and you create the space for a deep, genuine connection to flourish. Knowing your worth isn't just important, it's life-changing, paving the way for a healthier, happier, and more fulfilling life. Half-love is exhausting because it leaves you trapped in a cycle of emotional inconsistency and self-doubt. It's like running a marathon where the finish line keeps moving further away. No matter how much effort you put in, you never quite reach the fulfillment and security you're longing for. The emotional toll of half-love can weigh heavily on your heart, mind, and soul, making it a draining and often disheartening experience. One of the most exhausting aspects of half-love is the constant uncertainty it creates. A person who loves you halfway might show affection or attention in bursts, leaving you confused about where you truly stand. One day they may seem deeply invested in the relationship, only to pull away the next without explanation. This inconsistency forces you into a constant state of analysis, trying to interpret their actions, words, or silences. The mental energy spent second-guessing and overthinking can leave you emotionally depleted, and will oftentimes be, the half-love also demands a disproportionate amount of effort from you. When someone is only partially committed, you may feel like you have to compensate for their lack of effort. You might go out of your way to prove your worth, trying harder to make the relationship work. Whether it's initiating conversations, planning time together, or emotionally supporting them without receiving the same in return, this imbalance creates a lopsided dynamic. Over time, giving so much while receiving so little becomes exhausting, leaving you feeling underappreciated and taken for granted. Another draining aspect of half-love is the emotional roller coaster it creates. Love should bring a sense of stability and comfort, but half-love does the opposite. The highs and lows of being with someone who loves inconsistently can wreak havoc on your emotional well-being. The moments of affection and closeness might bring temporary happiness, but they are often overshadowed by the pain of their absence or lack of effort during other times. This unpredictable cycle keeps you in a constant state of emotional flux, which can be both tiring and damaging. Half love often makes you question your own worth. When someone doesn't fully commit or show up for you, it's easy to internalize their behavior and wonder if you're not enough. You may start blaming yourself for their lack of consistency or effort, believing that if you were somehow better, they would love you more fully. These thoughts can erode your self-esteem, leaving you emotionally drained and unsure of your own value. The exhaustion of half love isn't just emotional, it can also manifest physically. The stress of dealing with an inconsistent partner can lead to sleepless nights, anxiety, or even physical symptoms like fatigue or headaches. Your body often reflects the strain that your heart and mind are experiencing, reminding you that the imbalance in the relationship is taking a toll on your overall well-being. What makes half love even more exhausting is the hope it gives you. The small glimpses of affection or effort from the other person can make you believe that things will get better, that they'll eventually love you fully. This hope keeps you holding on, investing more time and energy into a relationship that may never meet your needs. While hope can be a powerful force, in the context of half love, it can become a trap, keeping you stuck in an emotionally draining situation. True love should energize and uplift you. It should be a source of comfort, joy, and mutual support. Half love does the opposite. It takes more than it gives, leaving you emotionally and physically drained. It's important to recognize when a relationship is causing more harm than good, and to prioritize your own well-being. Walking away from half love can be difficult, especially if you care deeply for the person, but it's a necessary step toward finding the kind of love that truly fulfills and nurtures you. You deserve a love that feels whole, one that replenishes your spirit rather than depletes it. When you let go of half love, you open yourself up to the possibility of a relationship that is balanced, healthy, and complete. You'll find that the peace and happiness that come from true love far outweigh the temporary highs of a relationship that never gives you its all. Letting go of half love is not just a step toward better relationships, it's a step toward reclaiming your own emotional freedom and peace of mind. Setting high standards for love is essential to cultivating relationships that are fulfilling, respectful, and meaningful. Love is one of the most profound connections we can experience, and it has the power to shape our happiness, self-esteem, and sense of purpose. Yet too often people settle for less than they deserve because they fear loneliness, lack confidence in their worth, or believe that true, deep love is unattainable. But the truth is, setting high standards for love is not about being unrealistic. It's about valuing yourself enough to seek the kind of love that enhances your life. When you set high standards for love, you establish clear expectations for how you want to be treated in a relationship. These standards act as boundaries, guiding you to recognize what is acceptable and what is not. They are rooted in self-respect and self-awareness, acknowledging that you deserve kindness, honesty, consistency, and mutual effort. Love should never make you feel small, invisible, or unworthy. It should lift you up, empower you, and affirm your value. One of the key components of setting high standards is understanding that love is not just about feelings, it's also about actions. Someone who truly loves you will demonstrate it through their behavior. They will show up for you, respect your boundaries, and invest time and energy into the relationship. Setting high standards means refusing to accept love that is purely based on words or fleeting emotions. Actions must align with words to build trust and deepen the connection. Having high standards also means knowing your non-negotiables. These are the core values and qualities that you consider essential in a partner. For example, you might value honesty, loyalty, emotional availability, or shared life goals. When you are clear about your non-negotiables, you can more easily identify whether someone is compatible with you. It prevents you from wasting time on relationships that don't align with your needs and helps you focus on building something meaningful. People sometimes fear that setting high standards will drive others away or make them seem too picky. However, this perspective is rooted in scarcity thinking, the belief that love is rare and that you should settle for whatever you can get. In reality, love that meets your standards is worth waiting for. By holding firm to your values and boundaries, you create space for the right person to enter your life, someone who will respect and appreciate the love you have to offer. Setting high standards doesn't mean expecting perfection. No one is flawless, and every relationship will have its challenges. However, there is a difference between normal human imperfections and behaviors that fall short of your basic needs and values. A partner who is willing to grow, communicate, and work through difficulties with you is far more valuable than someone who dismisses your feelings or fails to meet even the minimum expectations of respect and care. Your importance and love does not depend on your partner setting high standards, and it does not depend on your partner setting low standards. Your individuality is far more valuable than someone who dismisses your feelings or fails to meet. When you set high standards, you also encourage yourself to grow into the kind of person who attracts and sustains a healthy relationship. High standards require accountability, not just from others, but also from yourself. You must be willing to embody the qualities you seek in a partner. If you value honesty, practice being honest. If you want someone who communicates openly, strive to improve your own communication skills. Setting high standards is as much about self-improvement as it is about expecting more from others. Ultimately, setting high standards for love protects you from settling for less than you deserve. It ensures that your relationships are built on mutual respect, trust, and genuine care. While it may require patience and the courage to walk away from situations that don't meet your expectations, the result is a relationship that enriches your life rather than depletes it. You deserve a love that is deep, respectful, and complete. By setting high standards, you affirm your worth and create the opportunity to experience a connection that truly aligns with your values and aspirations. In the end, high standards are not about limiting your chances for love. They are about ensuring that the love you receive is worthy of your heart. Loving yourself first is the cornerstone of a fulfilling and meaningful life. It is the foundation upon which all healthy relationships are built, whether romantic, familial, or platonic. Without self-love, it becomes challenging to form genuine connections with others, as your sense of worth and happiness remains dependent on external validation. Loving yourself first is not selfish. It is an act of self-respect and self-awareness that allows you to bring your best self into the world and your relationships. Self-love begins with accepting yourself fully, including your strengths, flaws, and imperfections. No one is perfect, and striving for perfection often leads to self-criticism and dissatisfaction. When you love yourself, you acknowledge that you are enough just as you are. You embrace your unique qualities and recognize that your value is not tied to how others perceive you or what you achieve. This acceptance is liberating because it frees you from the pressure of constantly seeking approval from others. Prioritizing self-love also means taking responsibility for your happiness. When you love yourself, you understand that your well-being is your own responsibility, not someone else's. You don't rely on others to complete you or make you feel worthy. Instead, you cultivate a sense of inner peace and contentment that comes from within. This independence empowers you to navigate life's challenges with resilience and confidence, knowing that you have the strength to handle whatever comes your way. Self-love is closely tied to setting boundaries. Loving yourself means knowing your limits and refusing to tolerate behaviors or situations that harm you. Boundaries are essential for protecting your emotional and mental health. When you set boundaries, you communicate to others and to yourself that you value your well-being and deserve to be treated with respect. This is not about shutting people out. It's about ensuring that your relationships are balanced and that your needs are met. Another vital aspect of self-love is self-care. Taking care of your physical, emotional, and mental health is a tangible way to show yourself love and respect. Self-care can take many forms, from eating nourishing food and getting enough rest to pursuing hobbies and seeking help when needed. It's about prioritizing activities that recharge you and bring you joy. By investing in your own well-being, You cultivate a strong foundation that allows you to give to others without depleting yourself. Loving yourself first also shifts the way you approach relationships. When you have a healthy sense of self-worth, you don't settle for relationships that diminish you or fail to meet your needs. You seek connections that are built on mutual respect, trust, and care. Self-love helps you recognize red flags and walk away from situations that don't align with your values. It also allows you to give love freely without losing yourself in the process, as you're not seeking someone else to validate or complete you. A significant part of self-love is learning to forgive yourself. Everyone makes mistakes, and holding on to guilt or regret can weigh heavily on your spirit. When you love yourself, you treat yourself with the same compassion and understanding that you would offer a loved one. You acknowledge your mistakes, learn from them, and move forward with grace. Forgiving yourself is an act of self-compassion that helps you grow and thrive. Self-love is not a one-time achievement. It is an ongoing practice. It requires mindfulness, patience, and a commitment to prioritize your own well-being. There will be moments when self-doubt or insecurity creeps in, but these are opportunities to reaffirm your worth and remind yourself of the love and care you deserve. When you love yourself first, you create a ripple effect that enhances every aspect of your life. Your relationships become healthier, your decisions align with your values, and your overall quality of life improves. Loving yourself doesn't mean you won't face challenges or setbacks, but it gives you the strength to navigate them with confidence and resilience. You are your own constant companion in life, and loving yourself first ensures that you walk through it with dignity, grace, and joy.